All right, Alan here, and today we are chatting about a fantastic new procedural on NBC called Found. And this show is really not like any other procedural I've seen. It stars Shanola Hampton, Mark Paul Gosselaar, and our guest today, Arlen Escarpeta. He plays Zeke Wallace, but you've probably seen him in other things as well. And we'll talk about that as we wrap. But this show is coming to the end of its first season, already geared up for another one. Thank you for your time. It's great to meet you.
Likewise, thank you, man. Super excited, super happy, proud of the show. Absolutely.
Yes. Well, let's start with your character because it's been fun watching this unfold. And I know you all have been running and gunning with press because of the strike. We weren't able to talk about stuff. And now we've got all the episodes and we're doing press. So this is fun. You've played some really great characters throughout your career. We'll talk about Final Destination as we wrap here. What a wretched death for your character. But how did this show come about for you? What interested you in this procedural? Because it's just so good.
First and foremost, it was a script. NK, created something absolutely amazing. Procedurals, sound initially in your brain, they sound exactly what they sound like, procedural. That's what it sounds like. It's like a 1+1 is 2, is this, is that. But Found is not that at all. Found is
No.
completely different. It's you don't know what's coming next. It just delivers, man. And as an actor, Zeke's character was just layered with lots of things that I think I'm still discovering. And I think that's what's really uh, drawn me into to playing Zeke is even now. Was it 10 episodes in? There's still so much more for me to peel back on. So God bless us, season 2. There's going to be a lot more to discover as well.
Right. Now, to get one season is a miracle, but to get picked up in the midst of a season that's already taking place, that's really a big deal because it means that the show's performing and audiences are responding.
Yeah, I think we definitely found our rhythm. We found our rhythm. We've got great energy. Obviously, as a group, and I think we're building momentum even with our audience. There's so many different people that I'm meeting in New York, here in LA, different age brackets, all these different people that are really, really loving and liking the show. And honestly, for me, I haven't seen it like this in quite a while. So I'm pleasantly surprised and obviously very happy.
Yes, well, it's been fun watching you and getting to know your character, Zeke. How would you describe them just from an outside perspective as you have gotten to know him over the season and have filmed episodes? Like, what's he all about? How would you describe him for those who
Oh
maybe
man,
are just getting started or haven't started yet?
I think Zeke, he has a huge heart. He has a huge heart. And because of what he's been through within his own life and trauma, he's forever trying to help someone else in any which way. Um, Probably even sometimes, putting himself last. And I think that's something that Zeke's going to have to, figure out as we go along. When does he focus on his own trauma, his own growth? When does he try to solve his own problems? Because as of now, they're there. He buries them, very well with really cool clothes and some really nice hairstyles and things like that. There's a lot of masks that Zeke wears, and the rest of our group at Mosley and Associates, we all respect each other, and I think they know he wears a lot of masks, and they allow him to because that's how we all work. We all respect each other's boundaries. And then obviously, I think the one person that is kind of cracking at Zeke's mask would definitely be Don, played by Karan Oberoi. So our relationship, I think, is really allowing Zeke to kind of peel back the layers and get to see a little bit more of what he's hiding behind that mask.
Yes, well, you're working with just an amazing cast, present company included, obviously. What
Thank you.
has that experience been like watching some of these masters work? Mark, Shanola, I
Yeah.
mean, the list goes on and on. We're talking Veronica from Shameless. We're talking, Saved by the Bell, and they've all collided in this massive
Yeah.
hit.
It's It's a blessing, man. It's something to watch and see. Everyone has their own process, and we all get to. I mean, even me as an actor, you get to learn. You get to learn when you watch. Even watching the show now, the stuff that Mark and Chanel are cooking up. Because I'm not there for a lot of the stuff that they shoot. So when I see their scenes on air, I'm for the most part watching it for the first time, just like the audience. So I'm just as blown away, man. It's something special, and I hope that the right people are watching and they get their accolades 150%.
Yes, well, it's a great show, and congratulations on this. As I mentioned at the beginning, you've been a part of some great projects throughout your career, and you have just grown and progressed as an actor and storyteller. But where did that journey begin for you, Arlen, as far as your interest in acting?
The interest in acting started fairly early on. I think it was either fourth or fifth grade. Um, didn't know anything about acting, didn't know how to become an actor, nothing like that. More than anything, it I discovered it by accident via a teacher when we did a play, and it was just about me finding something that made me feel good about myself. And to this day, it still delivers. I feel great when I'm working. I feel great doing the work, the prep, the creating, the audition process, all of that across the board. To me, it's enjoyable.
Yeah, I would say so for sure. When you move from to character, project to project, do you find yourself connecting with each individual character in a different way? And maybe even going so far to say as learning something about yourself as an actor or as a storyteller that you identify with?
I think for most actors, and I can't speak for everybody, but I know for me, acting is like therapy. You definitely learn a lot about yourself when you're playing a certain characters because different characters have different boundaries. You can't cross certain lines because they may not be emotionally there yet. They may not be as mature as you are. You never know what the situation is, and you can't go past that line until your character eventually get there. So you learn a lot about yourself personally. And going from character to character, it's fun. It's fun because you really get to, dive into a life that's not yours. Um, it can be a little bit scary sometimes, but for the most part, as a creative, it's fun to challenge yourself to fall into that world, step into those shoes, and see what's really there. It definitely allows you to open your eyes to what's happening in the real world, because a lot of times you're playing characters that are very flawed and broken in different ways. So even if you yourself may not be dealing with something like that, Zeke's agoraphobia, it opens your eyes to what people are really dealing with.
Do friends and family watch this show with you? Do they have feedback as a friend, as a family member, as notes watching these events unfold weekly on
Oh
Founds?
yeah, oh yeah. As my mom would say, "Found is hot, hot, hot." In her Belizean accent, she loves it, and that really makes me smile. I don't think my mom. She still hasn't seen me in FD5 or Friday the 13th because she's scared of scary movies, and then she doesn't like that my character, has untimely demise in some of these films. So now here she is watching a show and she absolutely loves to see it. So yeah, I got friends, I got family. Yeah, man, we're all excited.
Yeah, well, congratulations. Well, as we wrap here, I do want to talk about FD5. Those films were just fantastic. You
Thank
did
you.
have a very untimely death as a character. Basically, we didn't think you were going to die, and then you die.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. So, how was that experience for you being a part of a massive franchise series and coming on and having a storyline and a story to tell for that character in particular?
FD5 was great. I actually just reconnected with a lot of my castmates during the strike, where we're all picketing together. So I got to take pictures with those guys, hang out with them for a little bit. And it was just like going back to filming. We had great energy, great chemistry. I love everybody, man. It was really a lot of fun. It was about was it 3 months in Vancouver, and cold, almost no sun, and just each other to build off of, and then we had some great producers over there at New Line, Dave and Walter, and they just took care of all of us. I made lifelong friends to date. Absolutely.
Well, great. Well, congratulations on this project, Found. A lot of fun, a very great show. I would not judge a book by its cover on this one, as we said at the beginning, procedural terminology, because it's just the opposite of that. It keeps you
Right.
guessing and
Yeah.
watching to the very end. And you're great. Your character's great. And congratulations on another successful season and season two. Arlen, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. See you January 9th. We'll be back.
Yes.